What's up?
So, brothers from Trinidad, what tribe do they live?
Trinidad, where is it at? Talking about West Islands, the West Indies. We good? Okay.
Well,
Really?
I mean,
I don't understand what I just did. Well, my bad. Go ahead, It's like, go ahead.
I'm just looking at like how does he know?
Well, you gotta understand, okay, Columbus, right? Columbus was on a mission from King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella in Spain. They said, go find this gold, go find this and that. Columbus knew, by looking at the Bible, he knew that there was tribes over here. He knew it was people over here. He didn't just that's a lie. Like America teaches in history books that Columbus came to like North America, they founded stuff, pilgrims came and all. That's a lie. He came from the South first. He come from South America. So when he came there, that's when they started basically slaughtering the people, man, making them slaves, taking their women. So then when you do all that taking and you crossbreeding and you making your own, that's why they probably don't even, I know they don't even look like how they used to look, just because the white man's been in the DNA so much. But you gotta understand that it wasn't that they was specifically looking for a certain tribe. It was just, we know they over. You dig what I'm saying? So then in that process of them just going over there, they just ran into all these people and took advantage of them, put them in slavery, took their resources. And of course, Puerto Rico, as we know today, Puerto Rico was rich in gold and all kinds of resources. That's why they have that name.
So, as far as South America and Africa, like you got in the beach. So how do they know the border line? It's not like the United States where you can say sign, you got interest in
Right. Right. I don't think they were looking for a borderline. It was just land. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how Africa is etched out now? Like, you know, this is Nigeria. Yeah. This looks like white people did that. Like, they came up with what part of land you want. So it's because back in the day it was tribal. It was like, okay, we got this land, our cows or our animals go this far, and then yours go this far. It wasn't nobody etching nothing out, no maps or nothing. So this is a white man creation. So don't think that like, well, we're gonna just go to South America, just to the Brazil part, because we know they're right there. No, they was going to the land, because you gotta remember they annihilated millions of people. So they wasn't in just a certain they call it like a geographic area. You know what I'm saying? They were just after people in that land.
So South America is pretty much hard.
Pretty much. Now, you still have indigenous tribes, and that's just tribes that have settled deep in the jungle, or deep in the wherever they're at, wilderness or whatnot, and they just keep to themselves. But specifically, Israelites, they specifically went there to conquer them. They knew they were over. You know what I'm saying? Did I answer your question? Okay. Now how I want to do this tonight, man, because I'm gonna be kind of jumping. When we hit that, Trooping the Quan, when we hit that article. First, I'm gonna introduce you a little bit. Then I'm gonna get you to read that article. Trooper I.S.U.P.K, I'm gonna have you read. I want you to go to some verses. And young man, I'm gonna have you go to some verses too. Okay. So keep your Bibles on deck. Still write your notes and whatnot. Just keep your Bibles on deck. And then I'm gonna have Trooping the Quan hit this article that we got. Because it's not real. We're not gonna get real deep. I just wanna kind of bring it up because like our people, these are our brothers and sisters, and we get lost in the sauce. Just like how they murdered us in these streets, You know, they won't say it's gang violence. A lot of time it ain't got nothing to do with that. But they sweep it under the rug and they don't even cover it on the news because just another one of them niggas getting killed. My brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico, man, people need to know what's going on with them. What we gonna cover is how much money it takes to build them back up, to build their land back up. And I remember when the hurricane hit Houston, when it hit Florida, that money came immediately. You know, all this because it was affecting white people. So all these resources that they needed, just like that. Now we're going to see, just like, okay, I'll give y'all a perfect example. Y'all remember the time we went over opioids? Y'all remember when we went over how opioids is an excuse for white people to be like, well, they're having they lost their job, they're doing bad, they need some kind of program to where they can recover. They need to get these little, I always call them EpiPens, they ain't EpiPens, but they like, what do you call them? I call them, they cure you real quick. Antidote. When the antidote, I think it was antidote. So you hit them with these antidotes. Yeah, hit them with these little shots, and then they're okay. Versus the crack epidemic, with none of that going on. Why? Because it's mostly hitting black folks. It's the same thing you finna see when these hurricanes hit. The aftermath of it, it was a lot of recovery for America because of the white people that it hit. But then with Puerto Rico, they don't. For one, America don't even consider Puerto Rico to be part of it. When they're supposed to like be a part of it, they're supposed to own that. You know, it's supposed to be their territory. But they say the people is not part of it. They're not Americans. They say that blatantly all the time. But or at the time that this first happened. So what we're gonna get into is the separation of that, and then how Puerto Ricans are gonna be used for political gain. And keep in mind this one word, these group of these brothers called the Koch brothers. Matter of fact, I want you to look at that when you get to the crib. Just hit YouTube or something. Type in Koch brothers, K-O-C-K. I mean K-O-C-H. The Koch brothers. They are known. I've seen a video myself back in the day where they used to have all these gas and companies. It's a what? Narcan. Okay, that was the antidote. Okay, that's the name of the antidote. Narcan. What? But we gonna find out. Like I seen a video with the Koch brothers where they would refine oil and they was dumping the after the byproducts. What? The byproducts from it into these ponds and streams that went right into this neighborhood. And with this neighborhood, they started getting cliffs in their mouth, you know, a little split thing. They were getting cancer. These are the same dudes that's about to do this program that I'm about to bring out about.
Was that in like a Missouri, right around
Missouri? Yeah, somewhere in the north.
There was a book that was written because of that.
That's what it was. I don't know. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Come.
Because it was a man that came in the whole city, and everybody in this river who was getting water from this river store was getting things and all this.
Come. Yeah, you seen it.
Yeah, they turned around. It was mass torts.
Come.
There was a lot of people that sued them got the major.
Come. Well, to be real, they didn't even get much. That was the whole controversy. Yeah. You know, because they wasn't even really being compensated for what was happening. So we're gonna hop in. Oh, slide. Go ahead. Ain't pulling up. Let me see. Well, don't worry. We're gonna come. I'll mess around here. You look for it. What's the name of it? It show the name of it.
Exodus from Puerto Rico.
There were Rothschild, the Phillies. I wouldn't doubt it. Who was it with his sister? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Talking about Sylvia. Yeah, I see you, Sylvia. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if they was Rothschild, the Phillies, man. They into that old, you know, Koch brothers. Yeah. I tell you what, I look for that while we go over this. Just try to go by the title and just go on the internet and see if you can pull it from it. While you doing that, I still hold it down. Okay, so that's what we gonna do. First, I want to get. Yeah, I think I'll do. Somebody find me Matthew 24:37 before we dive right into this thing. Because the thing about our brothers and sisters down there is that they thought everything was cool. Like, go ahead. 24 and 37. 24 and 37. But a lot of our brothers and sisters down there, they thought everything was okay. They just living their life. You gotta realize they just like our brothers and sisters up here, man. They not going by the laws. You know, they refuse to listen to the truth, and you're gonna be judged for that. Things are gonna happen to you to where you're not gonna be blessed. And being blessed again is not about you having a car and a house and all this other stuff. Being blessed is having protection from the Most High. That's the true meaning of being blessed. And that's why our brothers and sisters are suffering like they are right now. So when you get that scripture, go ahead and read it, because this is how they were feeling when everything went down. You got to pull it? Yeah, go ahead and pull that whole joint up. You got the whole joint? Okay, that's my man. That's what's up. Go ahead. You go ahead and read.
Matthew 24:37.
Come on.
But as the days of Noah were, so shall also.
And let me say that's Noah. That's the days of Noah. Same thing. But go ahead.
But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking.
They were what?
Eating and drinking.
They were what?
Eating and drinking.
So they were eating and drinking.
Marrying and giving in marriage.
So that means when they were eating and drinking, they were running their businesses. They was cooking their pigs. They was celebrating that white Jesus. I think they celebrate the white Jesus down there. If I'm mistaken. They Catholics and whatnot. No, I mean they worked then too. You know what I'm saying? Just on another level. What it is like, this is what scripture, like, you know what manifold means, right? What manifold mean? Manifold. If the scriptures in manifold, what's it mean? You want to try them up again? These lines about to get you sure? These lines right here, they're about to get this answer. You sure? That's not it.
It's almost like parallel. The same thing that was happening before, it was the same thing that was happening.
That's what a scripture means to be manifold?
It's a lot. It means to have two different meanings.
There you go. It has many different meanings. That scripture. So what this scripture means that, like, in the days of right now, Puerto Rico was chilling before everything hit. Just like when Noah was telling everybody to get loaded up on that boat, they was like, no, we straight. We good. We living life. It wasn't like that. Yeah, you got to realize that everybody was thinking everything was cool, and you having a good time and partying, you not going by these laws. Like in that time, just like in this time. You understand what I'm saying? Akim? Don't worry about that. We good. This ain't no daily roof thing. That ain't gonna happen here. No, but that's what that scripture is talking about. Keep going.
Marrying and giving in marriage.
What's that mean? Marrying and giving in marriage. To what? So, what's it mean to marry? What are you doing? What are you doing when you marry somebody? Uh-oh, he come on the line. You better hurry up. He's coming to get you. Okay, what we got? You gotta come on. They ready to get you. So what's up? Okay, go ahead. So what you got?
So marrying people, I'm guessing died.
Say the scripture one more time. That little part. Marrying
and giving in marriage
means what? It's real simple.
Yes, so marrying and other people are giving like
they having sex, man. But that's the answer. They having sex. Right. So they having sex, getting married, and they're getting ready to. It's like everyday thing. Everybody's just having a good time. All right. And keep reading until
the days that Noah entered into the ark.
And then what?
And knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
Now, just like how that hit them when they didn't want to listen and go by the laws, our brothers and sisters got hit when they thought everything was cool and they weren't going by the laws. That's the parallel. That's the meanings there. That's what we have to look at. So I wanted to pull that scripture out just to prove that in the Bible it even tells you, man, go by these laws, man, you'll get protection. You won't have to worry about things happening. The Lord will protect you.
Right.
Okay. Let's I want you to pull Psalms 49, 11, and just hold that. I'll holler at you when we want that. I just want to cover a couple of things that's going on in Puerto Rico right now, okay? 500,000 people have left Puerto Rico since the last decade. There will be another estimated 200,000 and more to move to the States in the U.S. for good. They're not thinking about going back, all right? Some people are, but the way things are, they're so bad, they're not thinking about going back. Now, this is one thing I want y'all to see, how white supremacy takes its toll on us and our brothers and sisters without even doing anything. But they still can affect you. Contractors are leaving the area because of contracts reaching their limit in funding. Let me tell you what that means. There's this one dude that owns this business, right? Oh, Slock. Can somebody get my book bag and plug up the charger wire to it? I'm running low on power in my laptop. About to show. The what? Should be in that. See in the back pocket there. Yeah. You might need that stool to hold it up. But so what's happening is, man. All right, there was this business, right? And you know about construction too. All right, this company, man, they had this contract, right? And what they didn't tell nobody was like, it was only 2 dudes working with this business, and they would just hire people here and there. They took the contract for multi-million dollars, did a little bit of something, and then said, man, we reached our budget. And then they totally left it alone. There you go. So why am I saying it? The point is, if you on a contract, you need me to scoot it over? Let's scoot it right. The point is, if you on a contract to help people and they've been displaced like that, you don't just up and leave them like that, man. And we're going to show you why. The people of Puerto Rico are forming brigades to string up their own power lines. I want you to imagine something. Y'all been hit by a hurricane. This is like 4, 5, 6 months later. Ain't nobody coming to help you. You got your children need you. Y'all understand how power is a necessity now? You know what it's like to go without power for a day? You feel like you don't know what the hell to do. People don't know what to do when they ain't got their phone. Can you imagine what it's like not to have power? You can't turn nothing on. You can't cook nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to go out in the back, get kindling together, or get some kind of fire starter and put it up in the middle of a pile and then put some over and then cook your food. You don't know how to do that. A lot of people don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So imagine you in that situation, right? But it ain't for a day. It ain't for 2 days. It's for months. 6 months. Yeah, I think, man, this thing happened about 6, 7 months ago. So you doing it's gotten so bad that you've been able to get your brothers and sisters in your community, and y'all are building your own power lines.
Right.
Go ahead.
I just seen something about the Venezuela crisis also going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it reminds me of the same thing because they in the United States turning it back up now. So now what they're doing, they're coming together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they can't keep Israel down.
But let me tell you what's messed up about that. You're right. You can't keep a good Israelite down. Why does it take this situation for y'all to come together?
Mm.
That's the question. Only in Judaism we know. What's the 2 times our families come together?
Funerals and, you know,
Cookout.
cookout.
Family
Some
reunion.
type of celebration.
You know what I'm saying? Why it gotta be something like that? Like, why always gotta be something tragic for us to come together?
God.
The Bible even tells us, "O nations not desire, gather yourselves together." It had to get to a point where these people didn't have power for them to come together and do for themselves. That just proves we can do for ourselves.
God.
All right. To keep power going to residences who haven't had power since the hurricanes first hit. That's why they did it. Only 2. Check this out, man. This is horrible. Only 2 of 5 receive assistance from the government. The help that the government has, only 2 of you gonna get it out of the 5. So now that's gonna call, like, what would that call? Okay, if I'm down the street and I'm struggling, I got 5 kids in my house, and you and your wife are getting all the assistance from the government, how am I gonna feel? Most people in the world, how am I gonna feel? What am I gonna want to do? And I got 5 kids to feed.
Like, go envious and go rob.
Yeah, I'm gonna go rob you. I'm gonna go want to do something to you. Or I'm at least like, I'm gonna feel some kind of way. You know what I mean? That's what this white man is doing. That's what white supremacy does. Go ahead.
So, like, if I may, that's 2 out of 5. That's not even the majority, and I'm sure the majority of the people in Puerto Rico are poor.
Yeah.
So that's letting you know that the poor ain't getting the service that they need.
Yeah.
It's the people who I guess we just say, you know, well off, or the white Puerto Ricans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they
because there's always a divide.
Come.
That's a good point. Let me get let's see. Puerto Rico has been forced to file for bankruptcy. How much do y'all think? I just want to ask y'all, you know, it ain't no right or wrong answer, it's just what you think. Like, how much damage? Y'all know it's an island. You know, it's Puerto Rico. They was already poor, like you said. They were poor before this happened. How much in damage? How much in bankruptcy do you think they're in?
I think it's like 22 billion or something like that. So it's a minute number compared to what?
No.
So, like, I want to say in the billions.
Okay, he's touching it. How much?
Probably about 40 billion or something.
Nope. So again, ain't no right or wrong answer. He got the closer. Two the Quams are closer. Yeah, he said, what'd you say, Two Quams?
I said about 40 billion.
Two Quams said 40 billion. So you say, what is the price is right? So you saying 50 billion?
50 billion.
All right. It's 50 billion.
$1.
You trying to get it. 80 billion in bankruptcy. That's in damages and repairs. That's how messed up they are. Spanish Harlem is a huge hub for resources for people leaving Puerto Rico. So when people leave Puerto Rico, like I said earlier, they either gonna hit Florida or they're gonna hit New York and they're gonna go to Spanish Harlem.
Salah. I remember when we was just at the Passover, you know, we was going around, you know.
We was in Harlem.
There's a lot of Puerto Ricans in New York.
It
was all at the hotel and stuff. Yeah, they was everywhere.
Yeah, you're not lying. Like even the people working there. Yeah, you can tell they was Puerto Rican. And we gonna find out why. In a second, we're gonna find out why. Hold on 1 second. Did I ask for a scripture? Yeah, I did. Give me Psalms 49:11. If y'all got any questions, man, please feel free to add.
The book of Psalms, chapter
Let me get
49 and 11.
49 and 11. Yeah, 49 and 11.
Book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. All I can that come.
Slack. Hold on a second. Come on. Go ahead.
Their inward thoughts is that their house shall continue forever.
Say it again.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Now we talking about the wicked that rule. So who we talking about in the scripture?
White man.
White man, right?
And their dwelling places to all generations.
In their what?
Their dwelling places to all generations.
So that man just said their inward thoughts is, this is how they think. This is what makes them run. That their houses shall continue forever. So that means their kingdom, in their thoughts, their kingdom is going to reign forever. And what's the next part you read?
And their dwelling places to all generations.
In their dwelling places, they're going to pass down to their own. So they're going to just be ruling forever, is in their thoughts, right? Keep going.
They call their land after their own name.
They what?
They call their land after their own name.
One more time with power.
They call their land after their own names.
What's that mean? Yeah, that mean, hey, wherever they conquer, that's what they're gonna name it. That's what they got that type of arrogance. So what does Puerto Rico mean? I just said it earlier.
Rich poor.
Rich poor. Why would the people name themselves rich poor? Don't make no sense. They've been conquered by this white man, and he had been conquered by him, but he doesn't even have any kind of remorse for him to where I've taken so much from you. I've raped y'all women so much. I've killed so many of your men. I've killed so many of your children, your pregnant women. Then, man, let me give you a little something back. Let me throw you a crumb. But he don't say that, does he?
Wow.
Go ahead.
And there's a high rate of Puerto Ricans that join the military also get put out there.
For what? For who?
For the white.
For the white man.
Is there any books that show about dealing with Puerto Rico?
Good question. I gotta look at my list. I got a list of books. Let me look. I owe him one. He needs to get on my ass too. Get with me after class. I got you. What? Yeah, I got you after class. I even owe him. Remind me too. I forgot about you. I got you. But yeah, I just want to cover that scripture to help show that the white man, he's the wicked that rules this earth. And he feels no remorse for what he does. Man. He could care less. And that's why I'm bringing this up. It's about the refugees that's coming from Puerto Rico. And when they're coming to Puerto Rico, they're finding, it's almost like, I'll give you a perfect example. It's like Somalis. It's like other different Hamites. You ever notice they find pockets? You know what I'm talking about? Okay, check this out. In Nashville, we'll go Nashville. After I go Nashville, I'm going to Minnesota. In Nashville, if you go on, correct me if I'm wrong, if you go on Noseville Road, Roseville Road and Thompson Lane Cross, you find nothing but Middle Eastern people and Hamites. That's it. If you go some places off of Murfreesboro Road in Antioch, you find nothing but Somalis. Why is that? Because they stick together. They don't link themselves with blacks. They don't link themselves with Spanish, whatever you want to call it. They don't link themselves with nobody. They find like a couple of families will find a spot. They'll live together. They'll start businesses, and then they call, pull them in. Next thing you know, boom, they got community. You know why? We too busy calling ourselves Wakanda.
Right.
We don't know who the hell we are. If we knew who we were, we would be doing just like our brothers and sisters instinctively did, because they had nothing left. So they stuck together and they started building their own thing on their own. They stopped relying on the white man. They stopped relying on white supremacy.
Right.
That's the power of knowing who you are and being an Israelite. When you know your king is your house, when you know your God is the most high that looks like you.
Right.
When you know who your people are and you stop hating on them and stealing from them and just any kind of thing that's against the law, then you understand how to build yourself up as a nation. That's the problem here. And the problem is the people in Puerto Rico depended on the white man so much that they got mad about them not doing nothing, but really you can't expect them to do nothing. He the one that sat there and conquered you in the first place and called you to Puerto Rico. Go ahead, Al.
Was there any time in America where black people, I guess, wasn't not slaves, but wasn't in that mindset of slavery? Like they came back together?
I'm gonna be real with you. People had a better mindset in slavery than they do now.
Right.
Why I say that?
Because maybe because they they value family.
Con, why?
Because they have more respect and more.
Why though? Like why? Okay, I'm gonna ask you this because you there, you know the answer. Why is it that we looked to our family to have more morals and respect instead of looking at the white man like that's how you have moral and respect?
I don't know why I don't know.
Where did King mess up at? MLK. Where he mess up? Why was that bad?
You left.
Come on.
You left like your beliefs and teachings to join his beliefs.
You felt like a white man could help build you instead of your own people.
Right.
So why wouldn't you just stick with your own people? That's what people in slavery hate. Us now, oh, he was first. Hold on. Us now, we don't have that because we've been so destroyed. People had more of a mindset to stay together in slavery. Of course, again, just like we're seeing, it's the same thing as what people in Puerto Rico were going through when nobody came and gave them power. They stuck together and like, hey, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. I know how to chop this up. I know how to run these lines. And they stuck together and made it happen. That's what people did. That's what our people did. The Negroes, the Judites did in slavery. These people ain't finna help us. You know how much stuff we learned just by. I won't say that. I won't say that. That's almost giving me credit. You know how much we knew just because we were in slavery and forced to do it. But in doing that, we were able to build our own communities. That's what Tulsa, Oklahoma came from. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying is and your question was like, why were they doing it?
Was there ever a time in America where black people, like you talking about the Somalians came together and built a community? Mm-hmm. Did we ever do that?
We did that, especially in slavery, because we have a choice.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then we did that because white folks like don't even come in our bathrooms, don't even drink the same water from us, don't even come in our neighborhoods. They'll kill you. So that, of course, is gonna make you be like, okay, no, we gotta stay over here. But in doing that, what you start to find out in history, and you can look this up, what you start finding out in history during that time is we start building ourselves up. We wasn't as strong because we wasn't going by the laws, everybody, you know, but what I'm saying is that's where you get Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's where you get Rosewood. Yeah, because you don't have a choice. It seems like we only wake up when we don't have a damn choice. You dig what I'm saying? Well, go ahead.
But going back, we knew who our enemy was.
Yeah, there you go. Say it again, Say it again. Yeah, I was finna say it again. Damn right, man. We know who our enemy was. That's our problem now. We don't know who our enemy is. Like people look at us. I tell you what's funny. you a man of the UPK. You walk by yourself. It's just you. You got your garments on like you rocking right now. It ain't nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Maybe as a trooper you feel some kind of way, but you get around brothers and you start learning the truth. You learn who you are. It's nothing. Like you embrace this, right? You embrace your tradition, who you are. Right. You rock this thing. You rock the Dada. You rock your tribe. You know what I'm saying? You rock your shields. When you go in public, people look like, who's these guys? These guys are crazy. What do they do though when you in a group?
They shy away from it. They tend to don't even look at you.
Yeah, I give you that. They see power in you, but also they almost are like, so who are you guys? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like when you see an individual, it's like, but then when you see a nation, it's like, whoa, who are they? You know what I'm saying? That's the power of your nation. If you taking, go ahead. Now, Salaki, you was next. You was with that? Okay. Exactly what he said. Go ahead, I.S.U.P.K. I was saying.
So the people, so for black people, like, since we've been in America, like, so you don't blame black people, but you know what I'm saying? So you can't just blame them because they've been destroyed, but at the same time, you can be like that y'all or the same thing I said, I.S.U.P.K versus everybody. They're the enemy, but at the same time,
I'm gonna tell you like this, okay, I see what you're saying. No, don't ever beat your people up because they're oppressed. No, don't do that. What if we beat you up before you came in this house? You didn't know no better, right? So then you had to really be taught. You had to be showed things like, damn, I didn't even know. Just like all of us. So we don't ever beat our people up because at the end of the day, the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
He's the one doing all the lying. He's the one doing all the pressure. We've already did our time, but he keeps on putting that foot on there. So what we need to understand is when you do, I know what you're saying. When you see your brother and he's still acting up, man, you give him the truth, tell him about it, but don't cast your pearls among swine. Don't argue. For what? I guarantee you, man, being a UPK, you know don't get emotional.
Yeah.
So it's like you say that, you tell them we need to tell them, like the Bible said, man, you throw that mustard seed, you bounce. You let the Most High do what he do. It's up to that man. You want to wake up from this Walking Dead movie? I mean, you want to stay asleep in this Walking Dead movie, or you want to wake up? Go ahead.
No, so like you know how this black people think they are woke. They always ask why black people can't do it, why black people can't
now, who is that? Because to be awoke,
just anybody who think they got some type of conscious of awareness of what's going on with the world. Like the dude from Sacramento got shot, not people say something. Trayvon Martin, people just now want to say something. But they always ask why black people can't come together and all this.
Oh, I got you. Okay, they basically don't want to say nothing until something happens.
Yeah.
So then they want to protest, they want to walk, they want to march.
Or make a comment on Facebook.
Now here's how you comment against that.
I mean, the short answer is the white man's the devil.
No, that's easy.
Yes, it is.
Now, see, that's easy against a white man. Because at that point, he got to convict himself. You're either going to admit what you've been doing, you're going to be guilty for what you've been doing, or you're going to be ignorant in like what General Muhammad said the other day, man, you're going to be like leaven. You know, leaven puffs up. It gets filled with yeast. So there's a scripture, I can't think what it is, but Paul is calling the Pharisees are like leaven because they're puffed up like yeast. So they think they know everything. That's how those people are. So how are you going to want to say something when something happens? But you don't want to come together now and do nothing about it. Yeah. How you cut them is, why are you waiting now? We've been coming to school. We've been learning what's going on. Why it take you to see something happen for you to start doing something? Go ahead.
So people like, if I'm just around somebody
Mm-hmm.
and somebody make a comment, like they kind of like irritate me because I'm not trying to hear it.
Don't catch your pearls, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you hear me on that? You know what that means? Don't argue with them. Why would you take some pearls like this? You got pearls in your hand and cast them in the dirt with pigs. Don't do that. Hey, fall back. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you choose, so be it. But me, whenever you want to get your mind right, you be like, I'm tired of this, man. Like the Bible says, man, why oppression makes a wise man mad. So then what you gonna do after that? You gonna march? That don't do nothing.
It's like, so what should you say to them? Should you be like, should you not say nothing at all, or just be like, I'm
gonna tell you this.
What you gonna do about it?
You no, I don't even ask them that. Just tell them the truth, man. Tell them the truth. We've been doing this for years. We've been talking for years. We've been marching for years. Where's that gotten us? When are you gonna do something? Well, what are you supposed to do? Come in class. I'll show you exactly what you're supposed to do. You leave it at that. They got something to say after that? Okay, superb. You got something? Okay. All right, it's like, let me get to the second part. All right. Puerto Rico has not been getting the assistance they need. Said they needed certain, okay. It was said that they need certain parts to get their power back on the grid. And okay, let me explain this. Puerto Rico's energy system, like what gives them power, is like it's super old. And they say they needed parts to get up and running. So 40% still remain in the dark after 4 months of them saying that. After this storm hit, 20% of intersections like red lights and stuff, they stop working. They don't have any power. Puerto Rico's energy infrastructure is about 44 years old compared with the average 18-year-old U.S. infrastructure. So what's that mean is, man, they grid, whatever gives them power, it hasn't been updated in 44 years. The U.S. has been updated in 18 years. If you use your common sense, all they got to do is set up a new grid for Puerto Rico. They would have power. All right? Complete restoration is said to be in effect by May. That's a lie, because we in March right now. And they ain't nowhere near close. They're not even talking about it. All right? Do anybody know what a transformer does? Let me ask you this first. Oh yeah, it's the electric man back there. He gonna know. That ain't even fair. I seen let your ass answer. All right, what's the transformer do?
Transformer is a higher voltage to a lower voltage, or vice versa, a lower voltage to a higher voltage.
Okay, quit talking that Chinese stuff and showing off. You showing off. Talk English, man. We won't talk that stuff. So look, give me a basic. I know the answer, but give us laymen a basic answer on what a transformer does.
Transformer,
I'm doing this for a reason.
Produces more energy from a certain energy source.
And it does what? Doing this for a reason.
Yeah, but that's not just a transformer. But it distributes.
Thank you. So a transformer distributes energy to other different sources. All right, layman's term. I know you know all the technical stuff. I know your background. All right. So it was 6,000 transformers that Puerto Rico were needing, and guess how many they got? 400. That's huge for an island. You should know that. That's big. Okay. Now, hold on 1 second. Young man, let me get Job 20 and 19. Now I'm gonna talk about an institution that I was talking about with the Koch brothers from earlier. Anybody ever heard of the Libre Institute? Libre. Okay. The Libre Institute is a non-profit organization sponsored by the Koch brothers. And the Koch brothers are billionaires. and is launching a new group of outreach programs in the Orlando area designed to provide English language courses and civics lessons. Civics is like government, right? To thousands of Puerto Ricans, specifically, thousands of Puerto Ricans living at least temporarily in Central Florida as the island continues building. They meet them at the airport. Why would they do it? Just think about everything we've been talking about. Keep yourself in context. Why would the Koch brothers, a billionaire brothers, come up with a non-profit organization to in Orlando, and I think it says South Florida, in state. Orlando, in Central Florida, Salaki, and they provide English language courses and civil lessons, government. Why would a rich white billionaire brothers provide a non-profit organization like this for Puerto Ricans that don't nobody care about? Damn, who's first? Who's first?
To incorporate them into this system.
Why?
To get them away from the island.
Why?
So they can take that island.
Specifically so they can take the island? They already got it.
No, they can't have something that people are there. That's the same thing as Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, but why would you use your resources to teach them English in government in your own land? Why not? They refugees, right? Why not let them hit the street and go homeless and die? You doing it over there?
It's not. They're working more alive than dead.
Why?
Because then they would be able to be put to use. It's just like
how? You can't talk general with me. You're getting there. You're like at the bottom, but you're coming up.
So they can oversee their own people.
Now you gotta realize they're teaching them English and they're teaching them civics. They're teaching them how to speak English and they're teaching them about government. That's the key. Government. You gotta think of it?
No.
But you're on the way. Think about it. Go ahead.
Say so they can be taxed.
So they can't be taxed?
Yeah, like
no, it ain't on that.
When they come over here, I'm pretty sure they gotta be accounted for.
No, it ain't on that. It's you. I give you this. They see them as a resource, but it's not what you think. I know what you're thinking. You thinking labor. It ain't that. They got Mexicans for it. You know what I'm saying? No, don't get it twisted. No, that's a lie. They trying to ship them over, and then they're gonna build a wall. That wall will never be built. You know how much money it's gonna take for them to build a wall? Our Mexican brothers, they're more valuable to them working. That was a front for Trump. But it's not what you think. It's not, they don't want to teach the Puerto Ricans English and civics for taxes or for labor.
Going back to the context for political gain. So they'll be able to go in and vote and know what, you know what I'm saying? They can sway them either which way.
It's for political gain. You gotta understand, white man world is politics.
Right.
He gonna have more, a whole nother group, he sees it as a feeder system. You get them over here, right? Then we're gonna put them in this program. We're gonna teach them English. Then we're gonna teach them about government. Why would you teach them about government? You need to teach them why they was in Puerto Rico.
No, you're right.
Hold on.
I was gonna say, like he was using teaching English and send them back. Puerto Rico.
Nah. No, he could do that himself. He won't even need them for that.
I'm talking about because he can like cover himself up if he got Puerto Ricans speaking English.
I mean, he could, like, honestly, if you was smart, like Donald Trump is a dumbass. If he was smart, he used to push this infrastructure thing in U.S. The U.S. needs infrastructure, right? He used to brag about, like, we can do all the work ourselves. We don't need to go out and get all these other people from different countries, right? So, like, when this came up, This was your perfect chance to prove that you can build on infrastructure. All you had to do was build Puerto Rico up. Everybody would have been on board. Oh, we need to deal with America to build things up. No, man, they so puffed up, they so full of leaven that no, you just die. We're not gonna waste our resources over here. Are you crazy? And then the Koch brothers like, oh, wait a minute. If we could get them over here and teach them some things, and I'm gonna tell you about another program they got that they actually make money off of. If we could teach them some things, because they're refugees. One lady talked about, I seen the video, one lady talked about when they came over here, they went straight to New York, right? Their whole purpose was just to get out of Puerto Rico. It's so bad, no power, ain't no schools. It gets dangerous, you know what I'm saying? They don't even know how they're gonna eat the next day. These people like got like babies to feed, bro. So their whole thing is just get out of Puerto Rico. So they find a way to get out of Puerto Rico, they get to New York. And she said, man, they find themselves just walking through New York like you don't know nothing. You barely know the language. You ain't like everybody think like when foreign people come over here, they got some people over here. You ain't always got family over here. It's just you. So you in New York and you don't know where the homeless shelter is. You don't know where the programs are, all this. She's just wandering. They said that this lady said that she used to go up 20 flights of steps to sleep, her and her husband. They go 20 flights of steps in this apartment, find a little place to sleep, come back down, and just try to figure out what they're supposed to do in New York. It's that bad. You dig what I'm saying? Let me show you how of a serpent spirit the white man has. He's seen that. It ain't just happened to that family. So when he's seen that, what he do? He comes up with programs to be a feeder system. Why? So he can push his agenda. Because he wants certain power in politics. Because white man uses politics to get power. Right. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's the same thing. Civil War.
In what way? Which one?
They want to free the slaves so they can vote.
Come.
The South wanted to keep them. They knew they were free.
Come. That's a good example.
Johnson think I'll leave it out.
Right. But they would even have to fight a battle for them to even vote. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's when they came up with the Three-Fifths Amendment.
Yeah, that's exactly played into that. You know what I'm saying? Because that almost gave them, like, if you don't have this amount of slaves, your vote don't even count because a slave ain't a person. He's only 3/5. So now you gotta have so many. See the game? Why they play the game though? Because of, come on, stay in context. Come on. You said, huh? Political? How you gonna add your own words, man? You pissing me off. Political game. That's what it was about. Political game. All right. Now, yeah. Florida is facing a competitive. This is why they did it. Florida is facing a competitive re-election fight for senator, specifically a senator named Bill Nelson. He's trying to get re-elected, and a handful of other congressional races that could tip the balance of power in the House of Representatives. I don't know if y'all know about politics. I don't know much, but I know House of Representatives is a big deal because whoever has the most Republicans or the most Democrats, they get to run. They get to make decisions. That's why the Koch brothers did this. See that? They don't care nothing about these people. It's just about they trying to get political gain. Now, that was a nonprofit. All right? I think that was. Yeah, it was a nonprofit. Here's another program they came up with. The Libre Initiative, this is more popular, is not nonprofit. It is a program set up to invite new Americans, specifically talking about Puerto Ricans. The government is very scared of the growing number of Latinos in politics and population. So they welcome Puerto Ricans. Now I want y'all to understand something. That last thing I said on the last paragraph when we was talking about the Libre Institute was they meet them at the airport. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all understand that, man. Like, these people been plotting on you so much. They don't even wait for you to hit the street. They waiting for you at the airport, bro. As soon as you touch down, they got booths set up. They got people coming to you. They speak Puerto Rican or they speak Spanish or whatnot. It's like it. And they lure you right into these programs because you don't have nothing else. This is another. So the people, so they welcome Puerto Ricans on the ground with voters registration, driver's license registration, forms to help them get an apartment, and background checks. So they can seem like they're helping out, but they're guiding them into a political direction. So then you get all this help, and then you understand you keep getting this picture or these decals on whatever you signing or stickers, or they give you pens and stuff. Guess who got on it? Whoever political they want to push. So then when they're asking you to vote, because they've taught you how to fill out your voter registration, they taught you how to do your driver's license, they taught you how to basically get legal. So now you feel like you owe them something, right? So then who you gonna vote for? Yeah, in a way, the one that looks like white Jesus. Hold on, let Naquan be there. So who are you gonna vote for? You're gonna vote for who they tell you to vote for. See the political game? That's what all that's about. Any program that you see that has Libre Institute, Libre Initiative, is strictly to oppress the Puerto Ricans. Give me the verse. Hold that scripture. I gave you scripture, right? Hold that. Chupa Ayaskara. Let me get Let me get Ecclesiastes 7:7. I think well. Let me get Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Come on. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Yeah.
Oh, slush. Let me get with you. Come.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
What?
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Keep going.
And a gift destroyeth the heart.
So y'all explain this to me. What does this scripture mean? Tell me the first part.
SHALAM.
Mm-hmm.
Surely oppression make a wise man mad. That's when you're being oppressed, you're gonna, you're pissed off about it.
Yeah, you're angry, right? So you're gonna do something about it. We're being oppressed right now, so we doing what we do, right? That's why we're in the truth. So, what's the next part? Mm-hmm.
Could you read that?
Oh, Salah, yeah, read that again. I.S.U.P.K.
And a gift destroyeth the heart.
And a what?
A gift destroyeth the heart.
So, Naquan, what's that mean?
That means that you can't make proper decisions when people give you stuff.
Right. So that gift is really harming you instead of helping you. Now, tell me how this is. Important in the context that we're talking about tonight. The lines is coming.
If you're giving the Puerto Ricans, trying to think how
start off right.
If you're giving the Puerto Rican stuff, that they gonna, eventually forget that you was oppressing them.
That's good. Good explanation. Go ahead. See if anybody get closer. He's on it.
Yeah.
Oh, his was better than yours?
Nah, it's similar. I was gonna say, by them teaching them English.
Okay.
That's a gift.
Let me say this one more time to help y'all. So they wait for him on the plane. Puerto Ricans get off. They welcome them. They teach them voter registration, driver's license registration, forms to help them get an apartment, and they do background checks for them. How? Because this seems like a beautiful thing, doesn't it? It seems like, man, we've hurt y'all, or y'all in a bad state right now. Let us help you get yourselves together, because you can't get no kind of grants or assistance from the government without a driver's license or social security number. So we got all these things for you, and we're gonna help you do this. It's like how the government gives you welfare. Yo, you struggling, sister? Oh, your man ain't there, or he shouldn't be there. You gotta get him out the house in order to get this now. So when you get it, just make sure he's out the house. He's nowhere around. We're gonna give you money. We're gonna give you food stamps. Sound familiar? It's the same thing. So how is that hurting us? Because from face value, it looks like it's helping.
They giving them the gift. By them receiving the gift, they ain't seeing. It's blinding them to the fact that they got a knife with their gift.
Come. He's good. He's right. Basically, with them oppressing them in the first place, not only are you giving them something that they deserve anyway, the whole reason why you giving it to them is to use them for your gain. It's not to do it for them. You're getting gain out of it. You're using them. That's why there's in a gift destroys the heart. What's the heart? When we talk about the Bible, when we talk about the heart, is the what?
The mind.
So it's going to destroy your mind. What's it going to make you do? By destroying your mind. But okay, let me say it like this. When a Puerto Rican come over here, he got all those situations from coming from this damage done to his eye. When he comes off that plane, he runs into these Libre Initiative, Libre Institute. And then he got all this stuff laid out for him. How does it destroy his mind?
Make him love his oppressor.
There you go. He cleaving onto the heathen now. So anything he believe, guess what he gonna believe? Same things he does.
Right. It's like,
Go ahead.
social.
Oh man, forget about it. That's horrible. I don't even want to talk about this. Because you can't even recognize that brother no more.
Right.
What I have you holding, young man?
It's like, was it 21 to 19?
What book?
Job chapter
Job 20 to 19.
It's like,
Yeah,
chapter 20 to 19.
Come on, let's get there real quick.
Job chapter 20, verse 19. All I can got it?
Come.
Because he hath oppressed and forsaken the poor. Because
say that one more time.
Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor.
Mm-hmm.
Because he hath violently taken away an house which he buildeth not.
Say it again.
Because he hath violently taken away an house and he buildeth not.
So what's this telling us?
He takes what doesn't belong to him.
Man, this white man took Puerto Rico and he did what the hell he wanted all the way to now. Violent, aggressive, not caring. All right. Is there another one from there? No, man. Give me Isaiah 47. Somebody get that for me. And then I want somebody else to give me John 8 and 44. That's my favorite.
What was Isaiah what?
Isaiah 47 and 6. 6 and 7. So if anybody get there yet?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Right. Well, whoever want to read it, man.
Isaiah chapter 47, verse 6.
Come.
I was wroth with my people.
He read.
I have polluted mine inheritance.
He read.
And given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid the yoke.
Yeah, what is that talking about, man? What are we talking about in this verse? Go ahead.
The Most High gave his people over into the other nations.
And specifically what we talking about in Puerto Rico.
To white men.
He has been given, the Most High allowed the white man to put us in slavery, to put the Puerto Rican in the situation that he is in now. Because of what? Because when it talks about upon the ancient hast thou very, upon the ancient, it's the Most High, as thou very heavily laid thy yoke, you being oppressed heavily. Why would he allow that?
For not following the law, statutes, commandments.
There you go. That's the key. Most of the time, that's always the key. We just won't follow these laws, man. Read 7.
In verse 7, and thou sayest, how shall be a lady, Salaki? And thou sayest, I shall be a lady
There you go.
forever.
Mm-hmm.
So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither did thou remember the latter end of it.
What are we talking about here?
That the Puerto Ricans they failed to remember that these people was enslaving them from the jump.
Which caused them to have what?
Which caused them to be
What happens to it? I know it's kind of a little confusing, but when it says, "I shall be a lady forever," so thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the later end of it. Meaning that I don't care what happens to you, I have no mercy for you. This is the white man.
God.
That's what this verse is telling us. He has no mercy for the oppression that he's putting on in the context we're using tonight. He has no mercy putting this oppression on these Puerto Rican people, lying to them, being sneaky. He has no, drop for a second. He has no remorse for it. All right? And he's not gonna stop. Man, let me get my John 8:44, man. Need to have that. That's my junk.
8:44.
Fits any situation.
Ye are of your father, the devil.
Come on, man. Say that with some power, man.
Ye are of your father, the devil.
Who's saying that? It's your house side, man. Oh, dude, that's your house side. Keep going.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
Come. So, well, keep reading. I'll let you read.
He was a murderer from the beginning, and
abode
not in the truth.
Not in the truth. So he's gonna lie to you any kind of way, any situation to get what he wants to get and do what he wants to do. Finish reading that up shop.
Because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it.
Damn right. Triple Naquan, pull up that article. Give me 1 second. Go ahead and start reading. Sorry about that.
Exodus from Puerto Rico. Groves and island struggles to rebound from Hurricane Maria. San Juan, Puerto Rico. There have been 3 muses in Ramosito, El Adino, Rodriguez's life. Love, Lamech, and La Puerto Rico.
So what we talking about is an older man that's living in Puerto Rico. He loves music, and this is an article from the Washington Post. And he loves music. He loves his country. He loves his island of Puerto Rico, and he takes a lot of pride in it. Go ahead.
The founder of one of the oldest musical acts here. Rodriguez croons boleros and lyrical anthems that at times quicken the heart, and at others create a daydreaming love. Many of them are homages to his motherland, love songs to his Caribbean island. It was a place he never wanted to leave, but leave he did.
So now this is a man that has taken a lot of pride in, like them old school cats, man. You meet in your neighborhood, man. No matter how bad it get, no matter what happens, they not leaving that neighborhood. Right. They love that place. This is the context of what kind of man this is in this island. But something so bad is going to drive him out of here. Go ahead.
Rodriguez reluctantly abandoned Puerto Rico after several feet of flood water spilled into his home during Hurricane Maria in September, destroying his instruments, albums, and handwritten compositions.
So this man, because of this hurricane, some of his life's work, I don't know if y'all know anything about artists, whether it's painting, drawing, music, whatever, but they take a lot of pride in what they do. And for that man to sit there and have all his stuff just wrecked by a hurricane to destroy it. Go ahead.
The 78-year-old joined hundreds of thousands of other islanders who boarded flights in the past 5 months, created a growing diaspora, that at time passes is increasingly unlikely to return.
So that's letting you know how bad it is in Puerto Rico. And we're not talking about, please don't get it twisted, man. We're not talking about just at the time of the hurricane. We're talking about also now. Go ahead.
Rodriguez and his wife, like so many others, picked Florida, and their stateside sojourn was supposed to be temporary. They didn't expect stability back home to be so elusive for so long. I'm still here, Rodriguez said, with the sigh from his niece's house in Homestead, Florida, in mid-February. If the past decade of Puerto Rican history is any indication, its state could become permanent. Destiny will decide what happens next. Even before Maria drafted the region, a record number of Puerto Ricans were realizing that the declining island might be where their heart is, but cannot be where their feet stay.
See, people, meaning that people love it. Meaning that people, they don't want to leave, but they're going to be forced to leave. Go ahead.
Nearly 500,000 people left Puerto Rico for the mainland during the past decade, according to Pew Research Center, pushing the stateside Puerto Rican population past the number living on the island last year, estimated 3.3 million.
So there's a lot of people on that island, man. They trying to leave. Go ahead.
The government of Puerto Rico's guess is that by the end of 2018, 200,000 more residents would have left the U.S. territory for good.
So we looking at, this is 2018 right now. So we looking like already 500,000 plus have left. We're looking at another 200,000 is going to leave. And then we looked at it, an estimated, 3.3 million is there? That's a huge hit, man. That's almost a third of people leaving right now. Keep going and rising. Keep going.
Moving to places such as Florida, New York, Texas, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New England.
Now, these are all the hubs for Puerto Ricans to go to, meaning that these are the most, these are communities that are already almost like set up for them. And like we talked earlier, I guarantee you, the Libre Initiative or the Libre Institute is in these areas. Go ahead.
So now, I have a question. Mm-hmm. Okay. In these areas, I mean, if you know or not, if in these areas, are there, do they vote a certain way? Like the majority of the Puerto Ricans gonna vote Republican?
Say the areas again. Say the states.
Florida, New York, Texas, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New England.
Just about everywhere you said was a red state.
That's what I was.
You see that? You see that though? It's a red state, meaning it's a Republican state. If you ever look at it, believe me, I don't like politics, but I try to understand the language just so like when it's coming on TV, I know what the hell is going on. Red states are Republican, blue states are Democratic. From the states that he just said, majority of them are, if not all, are Republican. Is that not a coincidence?
Salam.
Go ahead.
I would bet my bottom dollar that the Cohen brothers are Republicans.
Oh, the Koch.
The Koch.
Yes, they are.
Are Republicans.
They are. They are.
That played a major part in why they doing what they do.
Yes, sir. Because actually, I didn't actually see this yet. I didn't do that much digging on the Koch brothers, but I believe that they even set up these hubs. Because if you're from Puerto Rico, like why you here? Like why you got those certain places? And then they all Republican.
Because they're trying to men moving around.
Right. Well, you gotta look at the Koch brothers are looking at things geographically. So if you're looking at Florida and you got a lot of Republicans there, and you said Jersey, New York, Texas,
Pennsylvania,
and
New
England. What? I can see Florida. I can see Texas because they close. They right there. You gonna go way up in the north to post up? Go ahead.
Probably spots where Trump was slacking, or the Republican Party, not saying Trump and
right. Republican Party
that was slacking in votes where it was close.
Right.
They want to stop that and boost it.
So you see it. So now if I can get it, okay, y'all devastated. So now if I can look like I got these programs to help you out, and then with helping you is really a trick so I can help my political game. Because I got people that's paying me. That's what it's about. Why? The question is, why get political gain? That's what power is, and that's what money is.
So like,
go ahead.
That, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you something else that you can compare it to us coming out of slavery. Because when we came out of slavery, you gotta think all of the slave masters were Democratic. So ain't no nigga finna vote for the Democrats. You dig what I'm saying? They know they just came out of slavery. That was another reason why he brought them out of slavery and was trying to fight for them to get the right to vote. Because they knew that if they get the right to vote, they gonna vote.
Yeah, they gonna come here.
They ain't no way they finna vote Democratic for these people who had them in slavery.
So best believe they learn off their own history. You know what I'm saying?
And that was a way that he was like, well, we can just use them the same way we use the black folk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We can get them to vote.
And that's the main point I want y'all to see. It ain't about necessarily the hurricane. It's about the refugees from the effect of the hurricane, but it's not like we trying to help them. We using them. You see what I'm saying? That's the angle on this thing. We using these people.
Give a little, take a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the white man had to give nothing. Think about it. He ain't giving nothing. That ain't shit. I mean, slack. That ain't nothing. So registration stuff, it like, at the end of the day, man, the white supremacy knows how to work the system where they get grants and all this stuff. And if you a billionaire and you got to spend like $1 million, but then you spend that $1 million and then you got all these investors investing right back into you, you ain't giving them nothing.
Plus, on top of that, the $1 million that they invest is taxable, and they'll get a cut in their taxes. Then plus on the outlook, how they say time is money. So it's a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
So they don't lose nothing. They gain everything.
Pretty much. And another one more thing too. If I might. When you vote Republican, and if you're rich and you vote Republican, and you get a Republican president or something like that in there, you know, they take care of the rich. So they really not. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why they want to be have a Republican in the White House, because they're not gonna get taxed.
Right. Just like Trump doing now.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not gonna tax the rich.
Right.
So they want them. They know if Obama in there, they gonna tax the rich, and all the money got to trickle down.
Right.
But if the money if a Republican is on the money stay where it's at, or even it'll trickle up. You know?
And that's important what you said, because actually I didn't say nothing about that. The whole process of why they doing this is that it's like, why would you like do all this to deal with these people and do all this? It's like, because you don't understand what the end game is. The white man is very strategic. He understands what end games are. He'll do all these different little processes, all this little different stuff to get this huge reward at the top. While the whole time we like, oh man, I didn't got this, I didn't got that. I'm straight. You know, I can put rims on my car. You think about rims, he's thinking about owning cities, owning countries, man. Yeah, owning Puerto Rico. Man, dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna say this because Commander General YAHANNA said this. I was like, I never looked at it. Really, it's kind of, what's that? Oh, it's like, okay, about that. Turn a little bit. Okay, they can hear me. The whole point of this thing, man, if we start seeing these big, huge resorts go up on Puerto Rico, because they learn how to gentrify in the U.S. like it's nothing. So you don't think they can gentrify Puerto Rico? Like that. Then you'll really see what they really could have did while people were over there. And then they'll use the same people that are struggling to work for them.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Same way they did white.
Yeah. Yeah. Any same way they did America.
Right.
That's exactly what they did. Right. They carbon copy or cookie cutter everything. And why? Because we don't wake up. We don't do nothing about it. Keep going on. Chupa, give me a time check on 7:15.
It would mean another drop of more than 5% in the island's population. Experts say the storm and its widespread devastation undoubtedly has sped up the pace of migration as residents have dealt with extended power outages, communication lapses, infrastructure failures, and in some cases, isolation.
Now, that's telling you right there. These people are dealing with conditions, man, unheard of. You know what this reminds me? Okay, I'm gonna make y'all think. I'm gonna stop thinking and make y'all think. What does this remind you of? What kind of country?
So
you hear it all the time.
Third world country.
Third world country. Man, did that say that somewhere down on that paragraph? I know you sneaking, McQuan. You be reading the head and stuff. You came off the dome with that?
Straight off the dome.
Good answer. Give him a hand, man. Give him a hand. This reminds you of a third world country. Keep reading.
What already was the largest exodus in the island's history now includes people fleeing in droves simply to achieve some sense of normalcy.
So they just want to live. They just want to live normal. They don't even want like fancy cars, big houses. They want just power. You know what I'm saying? It's that damn bad, bro. Ain't nobody talking about this. They were talking about the hurricane when it was coming. They talk about the damage right after. They ain't talking about the refugees and the stuff that they're going through right now. That's why, man, us in the UPK, we care about our people, man. We really love our nation. If we didn't love our nation, I wouldn't be talking about this right now. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Just this week, a power outage put nearly 900,000 residents in and around the capital city of San Juan in the dark and without water.
Good night. That's a million. Can you imagine 1 million people? That in Nashville, that's a couple of hoods. That's a couple of hoods and some suburbs. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of people without power. Remember we talked about at the beginning of the class, how can you imagine going in your backyard, getting wood together, getting kindling together, getting leaves together, getting the fire started alone. And after you getting the fire started, how you gonna cook it? How you gonna even keep your food cool enough to not rot and spoil to where you can cook it? People don't imagine what these people are going through. Go ahead. And these are our brothers and sisters. Go ahead.
Tens of thousands in Puerto Rico have had no electricity since the hurricane struck 5 months ago.
Now, see, that's 5 months ago. Now, if you do the math, it's a little further than right now because we're a little further into the year. Go ahead.
And the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers estimated that 1 in 10 customers still have SHALAM still won't have it as at the end of March.
Whoa, what? Say that one part again, about
And the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers estimate.
Hold on right there. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. I don't know if y'all know. I'm gonna put a nugget on you right now. Y'all remember that flood that hit Nashville? Broke a record. It was bad. Do y'all know why it was so bad in certain areas? You just know everything, don't you? You get on my nerves putting your fist back. Go ahead. Go ahead, I'm playing with you. Go ahead. You know, do you really know? Go ahead.
Because the fact that they opened up the dam, so we're not serving any damage to the dams. In upper on the Duck River, they opened the dam there. They opened the dam in Kentucky.
Why?
Because the fact that the dam in Kentucky was at the point of breaking, and it would have flooded out their whole neighborhoods.
Whose?
The white people's neighborhoods.
What areas? What areas? That's what I want to get at.
Hendersonville, and then Hopkinsville.
Suburbs.
Yeah, suburbs.
Rich areas. They actually have power to tell the Army Corps of Engineers, you better not let that water come out here.
Yeah, it's like there was 3 dams that they opened.
Right. In those areas, if you notice, hit Puerto, it hit South Nashville. Yeah, it sure did. Hit South Nashville real bad. I seen that myself on those road. Hit East Nashville. Hit over there. It even went as far as over there by Lebanon Road.
Yeah.
What's that area? Donaldson, all that. It hit them. See, there you go. He said his auntie, so you know black people's over there. So read what you just read again, Bokesh.
And the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers estimate that 1 in 10 customers still won't have it as of the end of March.
Now he's saying 1 of 10 customers still won't have power. It's more than that. They're telling you right here, we know you're lying. We know here in Nashville you lying. Personal experience, man. Go ahead.
One of the articles didn't just say 3 out of 5?
Yeah, we just read that. We just 3 out of 5. 2 out of 5. We'll get assistance. So the other 3 is like USOL. You want to say something about it? Okay, keep going.
The island's bankrupt public utility has struggled to restore power and contracting scandals, material shortages, and intermittent blackouts.
Now, see, that's what I was talking about earlier. They talking about, well, we don't have enough transformers. We're supposed to get 6,000. We can give you 400.
Right downtown in NES, there's over 1,000 transformers sitting back there doing nothing.
Thank you. And we won
over 1,000.
We won the city, man. We talking about an island of Puerto Rico, man. You could have hooked up. That's why I said you could have hooked up a whole new system. If their system is 44 years old, you can't get parts, like you say, why not hook them up a whole new system? They did it. They chopped up trees and put them up and ran lines for themselves. Army Corps can't do that. Keep going.
And the biggest restoration contractor, Fluoro Corp, confirmed that it is pulling out of Puerto Rico in the next several weeks after reaching the funding limit of its $746 million contract.
Say it again, please.
Let me read this whole part again.
Come on.
Confirmed, and the biggest restoration contractor.
The biggest restoration contractor. This is what he do. All right? Keep going.
Fluoro Corp confirmed that it is pulling out of Puerto Rico in the next several weeks after reaching the funding limit of its $746 million contract.
Stop right there. They got how much?
$746 million.
They got $746 million. It was like, this ain't enough, man. Doses. I don't know if y'all know about construction workers, but they be bullied. Even in here in the city, they'll take their time, you know. I understand the grind, especially our people. But what I'm saying here is, these people's lives are on the line. Y'all took y'all 746?
$746 million.
$746 million. You just wait till it racked up and then you bounced. You did the minimum. Keep reading.
The governor announced plans last month to privatize the electric utility, sparking standoffs with unionized workers and arousing suspicions from the residents. Some municipalities, such as San Sebastian, a town in the island's northwest corner, didn't wait and inform their own volunteer brigades.
They didn't what?
Didn't wait and inform their own volunteer brigades.
So you got contractors bullying. So then they like, we're not going to sit here and wait on you. So
to string up power lines and return electricity to thousands of residents.
Now there you go. Them Puerto Rican brothers and sisters got tired of that bull. It was like, we seen all this stuff going on. We finna hook this thing up ourselves. We could have did that from the beginning. So we could do that now. When we go out on the streets, and y'all know, y'all been to camp. We go out on these streets and we tell people we do not need the white man to survive. We can survive on our own. People look at us like we talking crazy. But why is it when the white man decides to cut you all the way off and you're forced to survive on your own, you choose to? That's sad. You giving white supremacy the choice to tell you when you can do for yourself or not. That's why we have to do a better job of waking our people up. Good one.
Nearly 58,000 homes have roofs made of blue tarps while they await federal assistance.
600 what?
58,000 homes here have roofs made of blue tarps while they wait on federal assistance.
That is a lot of houses with blue tarps. 650,000. Keep going. Say.
More than 437,000 residents. About 2 of every 5 who applied so far have received money from the Federal Emergency Management Agency for home repairs.
There you go. We talked about that earlier. Yeah.
For many, the future feels ominous. Victor Dominguez set a June deadline for his island. If Puerto Rico doesn't get the lights back on and move the economy, the mortgage banker will take his family elsewhere. I'm very attached to my island, and my preference is to stay here, but I have to think about what's best for my son.
Everybody keeps saying the same thing. They can't live in this situation. It's third world. Who is used to that? Can you imagine if America did that right now? Of course, in U.P.K, we don't worry about it. We good. We know what to do. We have rank and order. We have brothers and sisters from all walks of life. Doctors, engineers, whatever you name. We know how to survive.
Right.
But our brothers and sisters don't. Go ahead.
39-year-old said, I'm in a moment in which I have to be very observant about what's happening and be flexible. Immediately after the storm, Dominguez sent his family to the States for 2 weeks while he continued working and taking care of their home. When schools in Florida announced that they would take in Puerto Rican students, he and his wife considered enrolling their 10-year-old. But as long as he had a job on the island, the family decided to work and wait it out. Many of his colleagues and neighbors did not.
Keep going.
Combined with the economic crisis, this was a perfect storm for the country to just empty, he said. There's still a lot of people, but I hear about people who are leaving on a weekly basis. I've spoken to people who have this hope of coming back to Puerto Rico, but I've also heard from people who are happy to have permanent stability.
Come up to him. Go ahead.
Jose Rodriguez, 53, spent his nights in a wind-damaged wooden home pressed against the steep hillside in Camarillo. In central Puerto Rico, the mosquitoes are relentless, but the loneliness is what stings. He lives by himself in a barrio Well, most of the residents rely on government assistance.
Right. So he's living in a very bad, poverty-ridden area where the mosquitoes are so bad, he don't even worry about that. He's just lonely. Go ahead.
Half of the homes are now vacant because of the hurricane. The La Plata River that runs through the town swells by more than 60 feet. Inundating hundreds of homes, including that of Rodriguez's daughter, 24, having lost everything. She joined her twin sister on the mainland, leaving behind her father who is struggling.
See, we keep seeing these stories about people going through all these problems, all this poverty, all this stuff, and all they can do is basically leave because they're not getting no help. Like, what else can you do? They are forced to leave. Let's go to the last. Well, how long we got? How far we got? Okay, go to the last paragraph. Yeah, we got to go and get about.
Puerto Rico Palante. Despite the outlook, some Puerto Ricans who left immediately after the hurricane have returned to their homes and businesses, trying to salvage the lives that they had. Carla Lopez was almost certain she would have to relocate her pop-up retail incubator, I.S.U.P.K, to the Central Florida in the days after the hurricane. She and her husband own a building in San Juan that provides affordable space to local entrepreneurs to build their small businesses, most of which specialize in locally sourced products and services. Lopez, 33, took her 2 young children to Orlando and began making arrangements with the local Chamber of Congress to move her business there. But while she was shopping at the farmer's market, she realized her heart was still in Puerto Rico. "What am I doing here?" she said. "I felt bad being there knowing what was happening back home." She and her husband decided to return to San Juan and give the business 6 months to see if they could rebound. Although they lost about half of their clients, the couple reasoned that there was an opportunity to find new customers because many entrepreneurs lost their storefronts and were unable to pay high rent. Since the storm, they have opened a second location in Metro San Juan. "We have a social responsibility to provide this space," Lopez said. "This is ours, this is our baby, and if we don't fight for it, who will?" That's a decision over which Rodriguez, the musician, agonized. He too chose to return to the island, arriving Thursday to his waterlogged home, carrying his blue binder and critical compositions. Among them is a new song he wrote during his time in Florida. It's called Puerto Rico Palante, said the crooner, smiling beneath the brim of his Panama hat, explaining that the title means the Commonwealth is moving forward, the island begging me back.
Now, with that, I'm going to say this. When we just read, why I had Trooper Laquan read that, is because it's more of a mind thing that these Puerto Ricans are going through because they know this is their land and they have to leave. No. It's really messing with them that they have to leave because they know that's their land, man. They know they're being forced out of it. But at the end of the day, why we bring this out is because we need to wake up our people, wake up our brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico,
right,
and help them understand that there's no way out of getting out of the grip of white supremacy, but to latching on to your own nation, to who you're supposed to be. The only reason why the white man is even putting up programs to seem like they're helping you is to help him. The quicker we understand that, man, all we need is us, and for us to survive is to go by these laws, statutes, and commandments. The quicker we understand that, the quicker we be freed up under this grip, up under this oppression. And until Yahweh Shah comes back, We gotta stay with these laws, man, and stay disciplined and love your brother and sister. And with that, shalom, Israel.